These investigations are always complex. We're backing them to get the result and get some justice for the community.
It's not something that just has hit the Jewish community, but the whole of Australia.
Quite horrendous, quite sad. It probably hurts every single time I come in. We're going to build bigger and better, and the community is resilient and strong. No entrance from the front, but we'll get you through the back.
More than 3 months ago, in the early hours of the morning, the Adass Israel Synagogue in Melbourne was firebombed. For board member Benjamin Klein, coming in here is still difficult.
These walls were both covered with holy books.
It's not the first time the synagogue's been targeted. In 1995, it was severely damaged in an arson attack. Mr. Klein's grandfather was the president back then.
He was himself a Holocaust survivor. And really it was quite unbelievable for him to be standing in the ruins of a synagogue in Melbourne where he ran away from all that, and that's what happened. So quite difficult.
It's the quiet he struggles with. So full.
So full, so vibrant, so loud, and just with books in front of them, passing over the traditions.
In this latest attack, 3 people broke in the early hours of the morning of December 6.
The terrorists came through that window over there, so smashed the glass over there. They were disturbed, and that's when they lit it and the whole place went up, and got to 1,000 degrees really quickly.
There was an apparent level of professionalism. The attackers wore balaclavas, didn't speak, and used brooms to spread the accelerant.
Does that speak to them perhaps having been hired or being experienced in this activity?
I think that's material that will come out during the investigation and during the resolution phase.
I know that has been something that the New South Wales Police have been looking at with attacks there as to whether people were paid to do it. Is that a line of inquiry here in Victoria?
I think they'll keep their minds open to everything.
Assistant Commissioner Chris Gilbert was there the morning it happened and remains in weekly contact with members of the congregation.
The mood in Ripponlea that day was palpable. It was horrible. The community, you could actually see, hear, feel how devastated they were at the damage, and it wasn't just the community from the synagogue, it was the broader community.
The Australian Federal Police's terrorism unit has been brought in to investigate. But there's frustration about a lack of arrests.
We had briefings through the process, and it was understood that there was enough information that there may be arrests forthcoming in days, and that was just before Christmas time. So the expectation was that something would happen, and then that all went quiet.
They will go through a number of avenues of inquiry. They will go through that meticulously and methodically, and when they are ready for an arrest, they will do so, and they'll let the community know.
Has there been a postponement of an arrest in an attempt to get more people involved?
I don't get a sense of that. I think the investigation, as I said, is complex. It's an arson investigation. It's suspected terrorism. Everything needs to be done correctly, and that's exactly what they're doing.
3 days after the synagogue attack, another AFP operation was established to investigate acts of anti-Semitism in the country. For now, the only visitors to the synagogue are building inspectors, cleaners and architects.
So this is very much not how it used to look.
Worshippers will return, but not for another 2 years.
This was where they read the Holy Torah scroll from.
There are now high hopes that this section, built by Holocaust survivors, will be able to be saved.
I think there's a huge relief.
Planning is underway to rebuild the synagogue, even bigger than before, on the rest of the site. And in the meantime, a temporary facility is being fitted out. But unfortunately, because of size constraints, there's no room for the women's area there. People are travelling from far and wide to show support, including this international interfaith group.
We thought it was important to come here and express our solidarity with the entire Jewish community in Melbourne and in Australia during these very difficult times.
Whether it's from Christian, Catholics, Islamic, different communities all around Melbourne who have stood with us, quite amazing. We're very lucky.
A sentiment that's helped motivate the Adass Israel congregation in its determination to move forward. Natalie Whiting, ABC News, Melbourne.